Today, I want to talk about an unreleased title from one of my all-time favorite gaming franchises. So let's take a look at Castlevania Resurrection.
Castlevania is an action platforming game series made by developer Konami that dates back as far as the Nintendo Entertainment System. Known for its challenging gameplay and powerful storytelling using classic literary monsters and myths. The game saw tremendous success in the early generation consoles. However, with the evolution of gaming revolving more on 3D graphics engine, Konami struggled to make the transition with its beloved franchise. With three-dimensional gaming in its infancy, Konami pumped out some very lackluster Castlevania titles for the Nintendo 64. Unaware of how to make the series relevant using the currently existing 3D models, Konami looked towards the next generation. When Sega announced their next generation system, the Dreamcast, Konami saw the developmental potential and decided that it would be the ideal platform to resurrect their legendary franchise. The game, ironically titled Castlevania Resurrection, began production.
With Dreamcast titles being lukewarm at best, a Castlevania would definitely be a vital tool in the small Dreamcast arsenal.
The game was set to take place in the year 1666, directly before the events of the original Castlevania for the NES. The game was to be centered around Sonia Belmont and her distant descendant, Victor Belmont. Sonia Belmont is, according to the old lore, the first member of the Belmont clan. She was the first to be born with supernatural gifts and is the mother of series staple Trevor Belmont. She had a brief romantic interest with other series protagonist Alucard, and is the reason why he was placed in slumber before the events of Castlevania 3. Her original story takes place in the mid-1400s, and is mysteriously resurrected in this title. Victor Belmont is a 19th century Belmont descendant who seemed to have turned his back on his lineage and is mysteriously transported to the year 1666 and is taken under Sonia's wing. The gameplay was said to be reminiscent of the original 2D classics, but translated onto a 3D plane. Highly detailed environments and enemies were fully animated and rendered. The game even had a full musical score composed. Early tech demos seemed very promising. It seemed as though the Dreamcast would have another big hit.
As good as things were going from a production standpoint, they took a dramatic turn for the worse in what seemed like an instant.
With the foreboding of the release of the PlayStation 2 signaling doom for the Dreamcast, and Konami's Japanese and American branches having major disagreements, production was halted, and in March of 2000, the game was cancelled. All that remains of this would-be title is some artwork, a couple of gameplay clips, and a musical score, all of which I used to create this video.
It's a shame, because I feel the Dreamcast library would have been a lot more enticing had it had a Castlevania title. Some of the game would go on to be recycled to help make some of the very successful PlayStation 2 Castlevania titles. Even a small portion contributed to the development of the current series, Castlevania Lord of Shadow. Another case of a would-be good game spawning some great games. Till next time, this is Ness, signing out.